Senator Ernst, Senator Warren, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And General Kurilla, welcome to you and your family, and congratulations on your nomination. I'd like to focus on one of the topics that you and I discussed when we met last week, civilian casualties. I think everyone in this room can agree that U.S. military operations kill far too many civilians. In the past 2 decades, the United States has killed tens of thousands of innocent people, including hundreds of women and children across a half-dozen countries in the Middle East and Africa. Now, we'll likely never know the true numbers, given the difficulty of accurate reporting and the Pentagon's failure to fully investigate reports of civilian harm. This has been the unfortunate reality of U.S. military operations, despite congressional oversight, despite dozens of watchdog groups raising the alarm, and despite documenting the harm, and despite DOD's own efforts and attempts at reform designed to improve how it protects civilians. So, General, you've been nominated to lead the United States military operations in an AOR that has seen the lion's share of these casualties. Civilian casualties, obviously, they destroy the lives of those affected, and that alone is reason enough for reforms. But would you also agree that these civilian casualties harm our credibility abroad and fuel the very insurgencies that we're fighting against?
Senator, they do.
Good. I mean, that you recognize this. Do you want to say more about that?
Senator, every civilian casualty is a tragedy. I know that there is a process right now down at CENTCOM. If confirmed, I would look to see how I can improve upon that process.
Well, you know, it's clear that we do need reforms, and I'm glad that you want to focus on this. But instead of tackling this problem head on, the Pentagon has repeatedly weakened accountability for civilian casualties. Most recently, there was reporting from the New York Times that detailed a secretive U.S. task force that used loopholes in the law to sidestep safeguards that were designed to protect against civilian casualties. The Times also found that DOD prematurely dismissed many civilian casualty reports at the assessment phase without doing basic due diligence, like internet searches or searching in Arabic. General, do you agree that any credible reports of civilian casualties deserve the Pentagon's full attention and thorough investigation?
Senator, I do, and I think the Secretary of Defense's new civilian harm mitigation and response plan of action that he's asked to come back in 90 days from 27 January, if confirmed, I would look to be able to participate in that to make the process better.
Good. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're committed to full investigation. We'll see what happens with the reforms. You know, it's clear that additional reforms are needed. I have ideas on that front. I'm sure there are others. I'm not alone in this. So let me just see. I know we have a report coming out, but General, if confirmed, will you commit to prioritizing reforms that will mitigate civilian casualties resulting from U.S. operations and improving accountability and transparency at the Pentagon on this issue?
Senator, I will.
Good. I really appreciate it, General, and I want to say thank you. You know, I've said it before, but it deserves repeating. The system is broken. We cannot accept the deaths of innocent civilians as just an unavoidable cost of warfare. It's long past time that DOD addresses the harms that U.S. military operations have caused and implement meaningful reforms that de-emphasize lethal force and prioritize civilian lives. I have already asked President Biden to incorporate these ideals into his upcoming counterterrorism review. But, General, if confirmed, I think you're going to have an opportunity to set the standard for protecting innocent lives and actually implement some real change here. So I look forward to working with you. I hope we can make some improvements in this area. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Senator.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Warren. Let me recognize Senator Tillis, please.